Welcome back to another episode of Exploring with Ash and Jake. Today we're going to be talking about circus sideshow freaks, or this better known as the story of a Lobster Boy, aka Grady Stiles, how he went from being a circus performer to a circus murderer. Grady Stiles was an American freak show performer and a murderer. His deformity was a genetic condition in which the fingers and toes are fused together to form claw-like extremities. Because of this, Stiles performed under the stage name Lobster Boy. Grady Stiles was born June 26, 1937, and died November 29, 1992. But before we get into all that, let's dive into his backstory, shall we? From the Elephant Man to the X-Files, an American horror story freak show, our obsession with circus sideshow performers endures to this day. But it's shockingly easy to forget that these performers are real people carving out a life for themselves, often under the harshest of conditions. Sometimes these unforgiving lifestyles turn dark and lead to a tragic end. One such case is that of Grady Stiles, better known as the Lobster Boy. Born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1937, Grady Stiles Jr. had a rare condition known as ectrodactyly, or split hand. The Stiles family had a long history with ectrodactyly. Its presence in their bloodline stretched back to 1840. In Grady's case, he was born with middle fingers, while the digits on either side of the middle knuckle were fused together. This caused his hands to resemble lobster claws. Instead of viewing young Grady's condition as an impediment, however, the Stiles family turned it into a profit. In fact, Grady Sr. was a sideshow performer himself and soon integrated his 7-year-old son into his act. The family toured the country and became a big hit. Over the years, Grady Jr. adapted to the sideshow lifestyle despite not being able to walk. His feet were also affected by ectrodactyly. The young performer did not slow down. He primarily used a wheelchair, but he also learned how to crawl on his hands and arms over the years, leading to rather shocking upper body strength. The carnival scene offered advantages in both professional and personal life. As a young man, Stiles met Mary Thursa, another carnival worker, and Mary had run away to join the carnival when she was 19. The two fell in love and they got married and had several children. Just like his own father, Stiles integrated his children with ectrodactyly into the carnival business. They toured together as the Lobster family. Soon, however, life on the road took a dark turn. Stiles began to drink heavily and would physically abuse his wife and children. One night in 1973, Grady fought with Mary and used his bare hands to rip his wife's IUD out of her body. He then attempted to choke Mary shortly after the altercation. Mary divorced Grady, but the worst was yet to come. When Stiles discovered that Donna, his eldest daughter, planned to marry, despite his disapproval of the groom, he took matters into his own hands. On the eve of the wedding, Stiles fatally shot the would-be groom. When he was brought to trial, Stiles confessed to killing the man with compunction and was charged with third-degree murder. His precarious health situation, liver of the cirrhosis, and emphysema, in addition to ectrodactyly, meant that there was no prison with adequate medical care, so Stiles was left with a sentence of a 15-year probation and allowed to return home. That's crazy. At this point, Stiles had remarried another woman, had another 2 children, and ended up divorcing his second wife for reasons unknown. Mary remarried Stiles in 1989, and tragically the years of unrestrained violence emboldened Stiles, and by 1992, Mary had enough. Mary was concerned for the safety of her children. It was decided that an actor from the traveling sideshow circus would be hired to kill her husband. This would put an end to the abuse and the drinking.